My name is Charlie Simpson. I play in the band Busted and Fight Star, and I also do some solo stuff. And this is my studio, Komorebi Studios. I've got a live room next door, which has got a drum kit, which I love. I love tracking drums. I'm a drummer myself, so I do a lot of drum tracking, do a lot of vocals. I play guitar and bass and stuff as well. So it's a very multi-purpose room, whether it's for writing or I tracked a lot of my solo album here as well. I kind of feel like for the last 5 years I've been on the quest for the perfect speaker. And it's funny in a recording studio because I tend to find that what I like for tracking and what I like for mixing are often two different speakers, because obviously you want something that's very truthful when you're mixing, and you want something with a bit of vibe when you're tracking. And I actually had never heard a speaker that had both until I heard PMC. It's just so nice to be able to just have one set of speakers that do everything. For me, the main thing when I'm tracking, I want a lot of punch in the low end. You know, when I track drums in here, and I just love to feel the low end really hit me. And the PMCs do that in spades. And also, I think just to have, especially when mixing, the spatial clarity, and honestly, the stereo field in these speakers is the best I've ever heard of any speaker ever. It's like sort of looking at an audio version of an IMAX screen, and you know, when you pan something over to the right or to the left, it sits in a space that is just so clear, and it's so big and so wide. But it's just a joy. You know, you at the end of the day, you want to hear what's going on in its most sort of clarified form, and these speakers give you that in spades. I was actually using a sub on my last system, and I didn't believe that I could not have a sub with these speakers. I wanted to test it out first because I thought, you know, I'd probably keep the sub because I like to hear, what's going on, you know, in the lower end, and have that very clear. But it blew my mind, you know, just the clarity in the low end with these speakers, and I don't use the sub anymore. So I literally have, it's all you need, man. Just 2 6/2s and you're done. It's interesting listening to old mixes of music that I know very well, my own stuff, or songs, you know, that I love, and putting them through these speakers for the first time, because you hear stuff that I didn't hear before, you know, or I hadn't heard since I recorded it in a studio with big speakers, good speakers, and I feel like there's a lot of information that you want to hear, and, you know, only certain speakers allow you to truly hear that. That's what I was blown away by. It's just every single thing in the stereo image is just so easy to hear. And, you know, so you can enjoy the music that you love listening to its fullest extent. And some of the songs, I remember just hearing the songs and thinking, wow, you sort of, you know, remember what you love about the song again in a way. It's all there. One of the things that sort of blew my mind was that, you've got the digital ins on this for a start, so you can have either analog or digital ins, which I think is awesome. It's nice to have the option for both. But also the sound line feature with these speakers is amazing, because you can literally get in there and EQ the speakers to your either your room or your personal preference, if you want a bit more of this or a bit more of that. But the fact is that makes them incredibly versatile speakers as well, because, you know, I spent a lot of time getting this room right. So actually not a lot needed to be done with the sort of sound line stuff on these speakers, but even if your room isn't treated, to be able to get in there and EQ them yourself, and also if you move studios or move house and your room changes, then it just makes them applicable to any room, anywhere. We've been doing some of the Busted record here, the new Greatest Hits album, tracked some drums here, and we've been doing some writing as well, so I've been tracking some new ideas. And Phil Gornell, who's producing the album, came over for a couple of days, and I sort of talked to him about PMC, and I said, you know, I've got these incredible new speakers, you need to hear them. And he was like, okay, I'm checking it out. As soon as I put a song on, he was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? It's so immediate, and that's what's cool. Like, I feel like you just need to put someone in the chair and the speakers do the rest. You don't really need to have to say anything.